Hey everyone, Mitch Zanobi here. Let's talk chain some more. So, 325. Hopefully everyone by now knows that I extensively run 325. That is my main chain on 28 and 32 inch bars, which is all I run is 28 and 32. I started with a 20 inch 325 because that's all I could find at the time, but I have since upgraded. So, I'm getting some feedback on 325, and guys are saying, "Oh, 325 is just worthless after half the chain because then it kind of like hit and misses in the cut," which is true since it's already a narrower chain. The farther down you go on the tooth, the more it'll like catch and release in the cut. So I found the solution to that. Now I am running square. I don't run round at all. With square, I will show you on my grinder what I do, and then I'll show you some teeth. This is my Symington 451C. And these are the angles that I'm running the majority of the time. So when I get a brand new chain, I'll run it for about a quarter of the chain, perhaps a little more on this setting here, the second bar. And then when I get to that, a little bit past that, on the chain life, I will drop it back to here, where the ink stick mark is. And that completely alleviates that hit and miss. What I'm doing is I'm changing the aggressiveness and the steepness of the tooth. Now I'll show you the tooth. Here they are side by side. The forward cant on the tooth is really no different. If I could keep it lined up right, there's not much difference at all. But the side cutter profile is getting shallower on the third bar setting, which is the left tooth here. The right tooth is the second bar setting, which I would run first off. It's more aggressive and it's a steeper angle, and the left tooth there is the third bar, which is shallower. It's not a whole lot, it's just a little bit, but it's enough. Now, with these two chains, or two teeth, this is the same chain, but these two different grinds, the left tooth is about a second slower than the right tooth. So the right tooth is more aggressive and faster. I'll run that first. Like, yeah, this chain's screaming, and then when it gets to that point where it starts to lower, I drop it back. And it's a tad slower, but still cuts really well. So that's how you can get rid of that chain catching and releasing. I know exactly what the guys are talking about. It is a but. So this is with square ground. I have not fiddled around with round because I just don't use it. So it would probably work with that as well. 325 does like an aggressive tooth pattern. So the 23RS steel chain right out of the box, it's got a super hard hook on it. It's got a really big nose on that beak of the tooth. That's great. The Oregon chain, the 20 LGX, is not very aggressive out of the box, and it's not a very good round chain until it's ground, or I would say filed out. So if you guys are dealing with that, grabbing in the cut, catching and releasing, change the angle from, if you're running a steeper, shallow it out. So in chain talk, picture this being the top of the tooth up here on the tip. This is steep, this is shallow. So if you're up here with your tooth originally and it starts doing that catch and release, drop it down. Play with that and tell me how it works. It works for square. I'm not sure how it works with round, but maybe that'll work out for you. Because, 3/8 is good and all. I'm not knocking it, but I love my 325. My production's higher, it's faster in the cut, it's smoother, the teeth are closer together, I got more teeth per chain. It's awesome. So if you get your chains dialed, 325 is better. I don't have a problem with teeth dulling any quicker than 3/8 as long as I'm only cutting wood, no dirt. So there's a lot of misconception out there on the 325 chain. It is a great chain. It's more finicky on how it needs to be set up with steep, shallow, top plate, side plate, all that stuff. So if you play with that and you get it just right, I think you're going to love it. Also, I don't see any benefit in these guys finding these full skip 325 chains. I see no benefit whatsoever in full skip. It's not as fast. If you got a dialed chain with dialed rakers, you're not going to clog your cuts. It's going to expel the chips just fine. Um, the only plus side, I guess, would be there's less teeth to sharpen. So if that's your hang up, by all means, but it's not going to be as fast as a cutting chain. Over and out.